Cause yeah, why you ain't say something to Brian? Why you ain't say, hey Brian, don't reach your fork over here on my girlfriend's plate. Yes, she offered, but you know she's nice. Okay, you know she's soft. Shh. Welcome to High Reads. Hey y'all, good evening and welcome back to High Reads. It's your favorite and God's favorite, Panda. I'm glad to be back today with a bunch of heartfelt high reads that are going to make you think and also just tug at your heartstrings just a little bit, unfortunately, or fortunately, depending on how you think. I'm really excited. And this high reads mood is brought to you by the cannabis strain Candy Spark, which is resting at a 30% THC. And it is quite lovely. Now, I'm not a doctor and I don't recommend, but Candy Sparks is really the bee's knees. And yeah, I'm enjoying it wholeheartedly. Now let's get into the first high reads of the day. This high reads is from Redditor at Jim96. So this Redditor wrote, my boyfriend for 7 years left me for a complete stranger. Why? Now this already seems very crazy, and what I started doing with picking my Reddit stories is just going by the title and then just filming myself reading them authentically for the first time and then going from there. So there are some Reddit stories that I don't keep because they turn out to be really crazy, or that I don't keep because it just wasn't going in the direction I thought it was going to go in and stuff like that. But all of these reactions are literally like my first time reading them. So I'm super excited just as much as you are to read them. Not excited to hear about this girl's heartbreak, but excited to get into the details of what really happened and why, her boyfriend left her so randomly. Like, that's crazy. All right, but let's get into it. Me, 29 female, and my partner, 32 male, have shared 7 beautiful years together, building a home and a future. We were each other's everything. We went to Canada together for a 10-day vacation from the UK, and 2 days in, he starts crying and telling me he can't be with me anymore because he likes someone else, someone he barely knows. He met her a month ago at the gym and finds her incredibly attractive, but admits he doesn't know a thing about her and has only had casual conversations in passing, but over the past month has become obsessed with her. Those were his own words.
Should have fucked you up, but I let you walk away.
And he also said that he loves me, absolutely, and doesn't want to lose me, but if he stays with me, he will cheat on me. He says he can't stop it. He says he's never felt this way about anyone before, this utterly obsessed, and can't miss out on this opportunity in case it ends up being the most amazing relationship ever. He fully broke down crying, telling me that our relationship is perfect and he wouldn't change a thing about it and will probably regret it and want me back, but still is going ahead and ending things with me to try and pursue something with her. I'm absolutely devastated and blindsided, and I just need someone to help me make sense of this. Is this normal? Will he realize he's made a mistake and want me back? So I'm reading the top comments and I'm going through things and I'm noticing that everybody is mentioning limerence. And because for the people who don't know what limerence is, not me, I totally know what it is. I'm not too big to research something. So I researched limerence and it says limerence is an involuntary state of intense, obsessive, romantic infatuation characterized by an all consuming longing for reciprocation from a limerent object. Unlike love, it thrives on uncertainty, idealization, and fantasy, often lasting 18 months to 3 years. Symptoms include intrusive thoughts, mood swings based on the limerent object's actions, and physical anxiety. It sounds intense. So basically, commenters are like basically saying that her partner is experiencing limerence, where he is just experiencing a complete attachment to somebody he doesn't know, and that it will likely pass. But um, some of the commenters are saying that she should still leave her ex and not trust him ever again. And I'm inclined to agree because something tells me that this won't even be the last time that he does something like this. I don't know. Somebody who gets super duper infatuated with someone so quickly is kind of a little bit scary, period. And the fact that he was able to and willing to blow up his whole life tells me that he is self-destructive, period. Like he gonna do this whenever it suits him. Like he's gonna do this whenever he thinks it's a good idea. Like it really doesn't give that he thought it through that much, even though he says that he's going to clearly miss her and he assumes that things are not gonna work out with the person he's obsessed with. And he does also say that he assumes that he will want her back at some point. So if you're assuming all of those things, why are you still doing it? Like, it's just weird to me. I do think that he is somebody who probably was going to find any reason to run away to begin with and stuff. People like this who see something shiny and then just start running and cutting, they were going to cut anyway. If it wasn't this girl, it was going to be another shiny thing. Like it literally doesn't really have anything to do with her. It has everything to do with him. Um, so I agree with the commenters when they say that you should not get back with him. It just doesn't make any sense for you, sis. It's not in the plans. And I know that you want him, but it's clear that the person that he was pretending to be is not the person that he actually was. Because if the person he was pretending to be is a fickle man, then yeah, you fell in love with the right person.
I'm
But
not
something tells me
sure.
that this is very random for you, and you went all the way to Reddit because it was so random. But I feel like it's probably not random for him. Like, it's not random for him. I don't know if you understand what I'm saying, but yeah. Um, it gives you can't trust him. I agree with the Redditors, the commenters on that one. OP, choose yourself. It's gonna take a long time because before this, like you said, there was no issues, even though I'm sure there were probably little red flags that you probably overlooked that where this instance where he's now just up and leaving you kind of makes sense. Like I'm sure if you gave us more context on your relationship, I could go back and be like, okay, so that probably was a surefire sign where you could see that he's probably too fickle for you. But I don't know because you didn't give us that information. But yeah, I would just leave. He's always going to be a fickle person and he will do it again. Sorry to that person though. I know that's so difficult. I remember my friends going through heartbreak and how like all consuming it is. Don't be afraid to cry because it's extremely heartbreaking when you fall in love with somebody that doesn't exist. And I'm sorry, this that man doesn't exist. If he can up and leave you in 2 seconds, the man you loved does not exist. But I do feel for you, sis. Like I really do. Okay, on to the next high read. Okay, second high read is a Redditor throwaway account. A throwaway account is basically when Redditors don't want to give away their identity, so they'll just create an account and post a story, and that way it has no attachment to their actual identity. It is the only way to do it anonymously without people trying to dox you, because then like it just becomes like a whole paper trail on Reddit, I guess. So the question is, am I the a-hole for telling my girlfriend to stop sharing her food?
I'm not sure.
My girlfriend always offers to share her food with everyone when we go out to eat. I've asked her why she does this, and she says it's just how she was raised to always make sure that everyone else at the table is taken care of before she eats anything. I've told her multiple times that while it is an admirable gesture, she doesn't have to do that, and that no one will judge her for not offering her food because they have their own food. This isn't just the sh- this isn't just with shareable items either. She will offer bites of her burger or pasta or soup and other things that are simply not easily split, usually ending up with another person taking direct bites or stabbing their used forks and depositing their saliva into her food. Aside from the ick factor, I have also told her that aside from the ick factor, aside from the ick factor, I have told her that she really needs to avoid offering her meal when we dine out with my friend Brian. Brian is a fake name that he gave us. Um, so he says that don't offer meals to Brian because he's the type of person who has no self control with food and zero social awareness to understand that help yourself does not mean you can eat all of it and I won't mind. This has happened a lot in the past where he'll eat 90% of a shared appetizer plate because the rest of us are talking and being polite, and he just assumed that meant we weren't hungry. I wouldn't care as much if he paid for it, but he's almost always broke, and he doesn't seem to understand what tax and tip are. If the item was listed as $11.99 in the menu, when the check comes, he'll toss in exactly 12 and think he's squared.
A dummy bitch.
I know most of you are going to ask why I'm even still friends with Brian if I hate eating with him.
A dummy
But please
bitch.
understand that he's a really great guy and a reliable friend. He just has a troublesome relationship with food. That's not the only facet of his personality, just the only one relevant to this post. Last night we were out again with friends, and my girlfriend once again offered her meal to everyone, Brian included. I didn't want to make a scene, but I gave her a little nudge and she gave me a shrug in return. Unsurprisingly, and Unsurprisingly, Brian ended up eating most of her food as well as his own plate, and my girlfriend didn't say anything. On the way home, she asked if we could stop by a fast food place because she didn't get much to eat. And I told her she should have just eaten the food she ordered instead of offering it to the table. I said that this is exactly what I warned her, and that she's seen the way Brian is with food, and that she shouldn't have been surprised when he ate more than and that she shouldn't have been surprised when he ate more than she actually intended to let him. I still stopped to get her something, but I also complained that I don't enjoy paying for Brian's meals since he basically ate all of hers. I might have been harsh, but this has come up multiple times, and she knows I'm not a fan of it. I could tell she was upset when I said it, and she still is. I could tell she was upset when I said it, and she still is now. She hasn't called me an asshole, but she's making me feel like one. And I think we're both expecting the other to apologize first. So, am I the a hole? Okay. And then OP has offered his views on why he might be the jerk. So, I'm just going to read his little note. He left a little note at the end of his story. So, he feels like he might be the jerk because, one, he told his girlfriend to stop offering her food to everyone at the table because I don't want to pay for a meal she doesn't eat. Two, I might be the a hole because I snapped at her for something that she does out of kindness, and I'm asking her to be more selfish. Um, and then I'm gonna also read the comments. Many think it's weird to have all this energy for your girlfriend but not your male friend. Cause yeah, why you ain't say something to Brian? Why you ain't say, hey Brian, don't reach your fork over here on my girlfriend's plate. Yes, she offered, but you know she's nice. Okay, you know she's soft. Please don't touch my girlfriend's food. I feel like cause you know your friend, you should have said something. Cause you knew your friend was gonna eat all her food. Um, so yeah, many of the commenters bring up that you had a lot of energy, a lot of spicy energy for your girlfriend, and none for your male friend who has repeatedly done this. And y'all just accept it as fact and as Bible, but you won't accept her good deeds as fact and as Bible. That's very strange. Others bring up how it seems dumb to not speak up for yourself if all of your food is getting eaten, and I'm inclined to agree with both sides. Like, I think that you, as a man, should have been like to the guy eating all of your woman's food, hey, she's a little bit nice, so she's not going to say it, but she does want most of her food and stuff. Like, it's just her to offer. please ignore her offering and stuff and let her eat her food. You should have just said that. Like, I feel like you already knew where it was going and you already don't trust Brian, but you're not yelling at Brian, you're only yelling at your girlfriend. You trust your girlfriend, you just think your girlfriend is too nice. So you're yelling at your girlfriend for being too nice, but you're not yelling at your friend. And yes, he might have like an unhealthy relationship to food, and that brings up maybe like a medical condition like an eating disorder or something like that. And those are very serious, but you could totally say something to him like, hey, if it's not yours and people are offering, take an acceptable amount and move on. That's just it. Like, you got to learn that sooner or later, or else you're going to always be embarrassed. And yeah, I feel like she needs to stick up for herself too. Like, she should just not have offered. Like, it really gives that she is from like a poverty setting. Like, maybe she grew up in poverty or something. And if that's the case, I do feel bad knowing that, because it does seem like it comes from a good place. But sis, cut it out. Like, yes, you're asking her to be more selfish, but it's also like, it's not even selfish, it's just self-preserving. Like, there's certain things that are self-preserving. Like, if we're all getting rations of food and you're giving your rations away to everybody and you don't have no rations of food to the point where you starve, which is obviously what's happening, because she had to order more food. She had to order more food after they left the restaurant and stuff. Like, sis, you're malnourishing yourself to feed everyone else and no one asked you to. Like, you're dying on a hill and no one asked you to. You're dying on a cross and no one asked you to. You're trying to be Jesus Christ and you can't, girl. Like, it's crazy. It really does give she grew up in like very, very humble beginnings. In which case, I think you might be good for her. I think you might be a good boyfriend for her, because she needs a boyfriend that like teaches her to choose herself in certain circumstances, because it's clear that she doesn't. I don't think that it would suit her to have a man who allows her to be so self-sacrificial so freely. Like, if she dated someone just like her, they would have nothing as a couple. So I think that that's actually okay. That checks out to me. And I also think that warning her beforehand was a good move, because you did. And I think that that's her fault as well. This is a case where everyone's the asshole, and sometimes you can be the asshole because you don't stick up for yourself. Like, I know that people think that, oh, when you're getting bullied or when you're the person that's always being attacked, you're just the victim. But it can be a thing where if you don't stick up for yourself so much that other people have to, now everybody else is the victim because you refuse to stick up for yourself. And I think she will grow into that. When you get older, you gain your voice and then you become more stern. So maybe it'll take her some time. They didn't give ages. So, but it seems like they're relatively young. But I would just say, yeah. I just feel like she eventually has to stick up for herself. I used to be a girl who always stuck up for people, but now I do think that people should learn to stick up for themselves and stuff like that. And you can help them every once in a while. Like, definitely don't let anybody bully someone else and stuff like that, or step in and give them some advice. But ultimately, you do have to learn how to stick up for yourself as an individual. And there's no going around that. And I think that's an important lesson to learn. And I think more people do need to learn it. Like, just because you're a shy person or you don't like confrontation doesn't excuse you from ever having confrontation. It, in fact, does the exact opposite. Honey, you need to have more confrontation until you're comfortable having it and doing it in a mature way. It doesn't go away. and it's not up to other people to solve your situations for you. Although I do feel like your boyfriend tried to get ahead of it, and I feel like he was snappy towards her when he could have been snappy towards Brian for sure while it was happening. Like, you saw Brian reach his fingers over there towards her food and you didn't say nothing. Like, you were so not willing to start an argument with your friends, but willing to start an argument with your girlfriend. Very weird. Um, but yeah, I think that everybody's the jerk. Um, and I believe half of the redditors are kind of split with him as well. Like, I feel like we're all kind of split where everybody is kind of the jerk in this instance. Brian's the biggest jerk. Brian's Brian is a big jerk. Um, but yeah, it goes Brian, the boyfriend, and then her being the last jerk. But she's still a jerk because, girl, stick up for yourself. Stop having your boyfriend be your mouthpiece every single time. Like, that's ridiculous. You're grown. Or at least we think she is. But I hope they work it out. I hope she finds her voice. I know it can be difficult. That's it for High Reads today. Thank you guys for joining me. I had a great time and I can't wait to see you guys next week. Bye.